Oh, I'm interested to hear that. Yes, please.
Well, okay, it was
Why do
because
you
I've been
enjoy the
watching...
suffering of other people so much?
Well, okay, if it says something, one of those main videos was a compilation of nut shots that happened in movies. And that's
I
mostly
repeat
because
my question.
Because it's
Well, that makes
funny!
sense.
I mean, because it's like... I love seeing scenes, because I watch a lot of classic movies, and I've watched a lot of movies with people. And I love parts of movies where the person next to me has a sympathy pain of just like, no, no. And I was watching Baby's Day Out, because I've been on like an old movie kick. And there's the scene where the guy's crotch gets set on fire and the other guy is stomping it out like a cigarette.
Ooh,
And
that sounds problematic.
and I was watching it in my room, and Brett was on the, like, Golden was on the bed, like, trying to go to sleep, and he could see my screen, and I heard him go, oh no. And I don't know, it makes me laugh. However, I mean, I'm not immune to it. If I see someone get something shoved into their eye, or the nail scene in Home Alone where the Marv steps on that nail and it goes into his foot, I'm just like, no.
Have you watched, talking about nails, have you watched the game where they play a real life murderous version of hide and seek? Have you seen Hide and Seek yet?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
So, well, it's something we can probably talk about in the post show or something, because now it's time to go live with the live show. Hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast.
Wait, is this when people watch this on YouTube, me talking about painful scenes in movies?
Apparently it is. You started talking about it.
Oh no, people are going to think I'm a sadist. Oh yes, Scooby-Doo and pain.
Scooby-Doo and pain. That's Keyframe in a nutshell. Here, Twitter question. Describe Keyframe in 2 words. Scooby-Doo, like counting a name as 1 word. Pain. Keyframe.
Are we going to make a yai segment on the show now?
Oh,
where
we
it's
need
like...
to do that. I mean, we have been now in the 4th season. We really, I already tried to introduce, but failed horribly to allow more than media in the media section, because I'm not allowed to talk about politics, just because I scared 1 guest permanently away forever. 1!
You know how it feels to do animation collabs with that guy? He's scared of me.
Of you?
Well, he's not scared of me. He's just scared of me ever, like, asking him on the show again. He's not scared of me.
Anyways, it's not just me and Pain Scooby-Doo over there. It's also this person up here who was on the show before, and he is one of our guests where I always feel the most weird about asking. Please, cannedcream, tell us, who are you? What do you do, and why should people care? And to emphasize the second question, what do you do nowadays?
I am the American AY from the past.
The last time you have been on, which shame on us, was like 2 years ago. You could at least claim to be a frequent guest on this show here, but not. But sorry.
He only gets internet once a day, a year, so.
It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, please,
see how that's going.
Please, to your best capacity, tell us, who are you?
Hello, cannedcream here, CC for short, and I am a professional internet personality, and I am failing at my job. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Tumblr. Anything that starts with a T. Under cannedcream.
You did make 3 videos this year.
Yes, they're actually, as opposed to last time, when I had nothing new between the first and second time I showed up. It only took 2 years for there to be 3 new videos on my channel, 2 of which are just copy and paste of streams I did on Twitch for funsies, and one actual real Game Boy video made about Hazbin Hotel with editing and scripts and voiceovers and everything, and it's real good, and not a lot of people watched it. So shame on everyone else but me.
12?
I did good.
Dude.
Everyone else failed.
Are you fucking kidding
I
me?
like your
12?
I like the new avatar on your banner.
But
Yeah, thank you. I want that to
12k,
as well.
you got 12k views. This is basically the views I get in 1 year for all the AWKWARDCast and Terraria uploads combined. And you complain about barely any views.
Oh,
Yeah.
the chat saying his volume is low. Mr. Technical Man.
I cannot really change
Yeah.
anything from this end because it's Skype. I can either turn down Skype as a whole, but then you are quiet too, Keyframe.
I can
Is
just
that really
shut
a
the
bad
microphone
thing?
close to my face.
Yeah, I guess you can, but
But yeah, and it did.
but
It
no.
did.
And for what I mean, we could say this is the first time he's been on the show and he had content.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there
yeah.
we go. Like,
And-
if you start being on every 2 years,
Yeah,
I'll have
stellar,
like one video up per.
stellar content like Home Flippers, a game I haven't
Yes.
played yet. Look at this.
You could barely call it a game.
What? What? See, now I'm curious to ask what it is, but I don't know if you want that to be your media or not.
It's called House Flipper. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a game about renovating houses
We
and
probably should start in
putting
the
like,
beginning.
your own furniture and
Wait,
stuff in there.
probably in the beginning the house looks
Yeah.
more shitty, so we should go in now. Wait, this is already a little bit of furniture, and
If
it's
I-
not like
Yeah.
okay, it looks a
If I
little
were
bit
you,
shabby.
I would jump to which one? Okay, that's the second video. I think that might be the first one.
I'm on the
You
first
jump
one.
like halfway through the second video where I just get bored of actually trying to make it look nice, and I make
Okay.
the most horrific nightmare house
Oh, this sounds
humanly
good.
possible.
This sounds good. Okay, here you are. Is this the one where you paint stuff green, or is it later?
It's about in there. If I want to jump ahead a little bit,
Yes.
I had a few people in the chat getting visibly upset at my
Really?
interior
Oh,
design.
oh, yeah. Oh, we are getting there. We are getting there. Ooh, I see
Yeah,
those
there's a
greens and red already clashing. Key,
there's
as
one where
somebody.
it's like, I don't feel like doing
Here's the
this.
thing.
True.
Here's the thing. With a game like this, I can't get mad at this because I would do even worse. Because the best part about being a visual designer and artist is that you know the exact wrong thing. You know how to do stuff wrong and how to piss people off. I would make everything asymmetrical, a little bit off, bad colors. Something just wouldn't be 1 pixel perfect, and just to really get those people. I do that in my Animal Crossing island. I set up the houses to be slightly
Sacrilege.
askew.
Ooh, that sounds brutal.
No one likes it
That
when they
hurts
look at
me.
the mini map of
That
my
hurts me.
I'm a sadist in the subtle way.
I like
But yeah, what else has
symmetry.
been going on?
Things are just. Hey, have you seen that? That one subreddit, mildly infuriating. Have you ever been there?
I love that subreddit.
Oh god, that just hurts me in my soul.
Oh god, that and bad design, like when you see like bad, like the the spinning billboard that has a light pole right next to it, so it can't actually move. Oh, but besides pissing people off with interior design, what else has been going on in your life?
Well, I think like a lot of people, I am currently homebound for the time being because of the COVIDs. So doing okay because of that. Actually, I have a nice, decent nest egg planned away for something. Not this exactly, but I was planning for something to happen. So
You
I've been
know,
okay about not
when the
not
aliens
having work for
invaded.
once. I was hoping for something more fun, yeah. But you know, here we are. This is what we got.
Look, we still have half of the year. Godzilla can still come.
Yeah, Godzilla 2020. Why not? But I have been ingesting a lot of media, you know, not doing anything productive like making videos because
Ah.
reading a lot, was trying to get caught up on podcasts and only falling back farther than I've ever been in my life. But I kind of came in here like Keith. It's like, oh God, I have nothing to actually talk about. Crap. I really hope someone else does something.
I found something. It is an anime from the 80s, but it's still something.
Oh boy.
Okay. Let's talk about 80s anime. I'm good with that.
We'll do that after we go through our weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess after Max goes through his week. I told him like the other day, like, dude, nothing has gone on in my life. I don't even I mean, anything that's gone on in my life, it's under an NDA, so I literally can't talk about it. And fucking, I just, all I did was look at the ceiling. And by that, I mean play Heroes of the Storm.
Level 500!
I started this week at like, I think Odie saw like last week, I was at level something in the 480s. I'm at level 500 now. I was playing single lane brawl for fun. I don't know what happened to me. I just need that thrill of getting the new levels and XP and those loot chests, even though they're always just commons, and the commons are duplicates.
Okay, guys, everybody watching this now live or later on YouTube, go to Keyframe's Twitter and recommend her other games than Hero of the Storm that give a good endorphin rush, like where you get the little achievements that are at least as good as getting the next level in Heroes of the Storm.
I don't know what can really compete with that, man.
I know.
The only other game that I've played that competes with that is TF2, but TF2's just been every fucking server has been. I guess this is now my week. Every fucking server keeps getting fucking aim bots put into it. Like there's this running thing. I think it's just Valve games. I don't know if it's been also a thing in CS:GO or whatever, but it's like you'll go into a party, and until I guess the party fills up, half of the fucking other team is just the same bot, but with like a different number attached to them. And it's not fun. I hate being backstabbed and then be propelled halfway across the map. How dare you ruin the thing I love? And yeah.
Have you tried getting good?
Oh.
I'll have you know, I am good. If there's one thing I know, I have a very limited set of games that I could say I'm objectively good at.
Talking from personal experience, may I recommend Keyframe? Can I?
Are you going to say SteamWorld Dig 2?
No, actually no. I was about to say there's a very subtle marketing currently going on for this game, the one on top.
Yeah,
there's a Persona 4 is now on PC. So
I may play that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's $20 bucks.
20
bucks. Get it, and you get all the pings when you get your next stat up, when you next level with one of your many confidants. So and you can level up your characters too when you go for battle. So yeah.
You know what? If we're going to, I can't talk about my week. And my media's not this. So I'm going to use up my time so I can hear myself talk by saying the one notable thing that happened this week. And that's that PlayStation 5 Direct. God damn it, I want to buy a console. I have not had that feeling since maybe the Switch.
Oh.
And, well, that's the thing. I'm a total Nintendo person. I don't care. I think the only time I owned a console that is not a Nintendo product was I think I had like a hand-me-down PlayStation 1, and I had like 4 games on it. But oh my god, the PlayStation 5 Direct was so good, and not just because of furry bait.
Furry bait? I wouldn't even know what you're talking about.
Look, I'm just stating this to
According
the
to the
audience.
internet, only one thing happens.
Exactly.
Look, to the audience, I will draw her. Give me time. I am very tired and small, but I will.
Look at her! Look at her eat a sandwich!
She is very cute.
Look at her eat a
And
sandwich.
man, I've seen so much porn in one day.
Tell me about it.
In
Stop.
like less than a day.
Amber's is still nicely safe for work, so
Well, see, it's kind of like if you're going to make it like
pin up is
make
fine.
Make it tasteful
Yeah.
at least. I've just seen it's the same thing with Judy. I've seen too many that are just nasty.
Also, somebody else has your Karen style.
I love it. I feel, look, I support more people drawing in. I can't use the name Karen style anymore.
Because
Karen's ruined Karen.
Yeah.
Look, in recent events, I'm just calling it Gremlins now because I call the little avatar I have the Gremlin. It's not me. It's not Chrissy. It's not Cosmic. It's not Key. It's just the Gremlin. I'm not even sure if it has a gender. It has boobs, but I don't know if it has a gender. It's just a thing. It just appeared on my front door one day and I took it in. But no, the PlayStation 5 Direct. Holy crap. I think that actually competes with Nintendo as one of the best Directs presentations I've seen in a long time. Because Xbox is garbage. Fuck you, Microsoft. The Xbox has nothing good on it. You basically made a brick. That's like a computer tower, but not as powerful and full of exclusives that no one wants. But no, I think the game I'm most excited for is the Miles Morales Spider-Man game.
No surprise.
Holy crap, my boy! And I'm so happy that it's not just an extension of the PS4 Spider-Man game, but it's its own spin-off. So it's all about Miles, and I'm so happy, and it looks so good, and I need it. So I'm tempted to buy a PS5 just for that game. Well, that and Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is also fun, and also the Little Big World. Because Little Big World is actually a really fun game.
What about the cat game?
The cat game?
A cat game. Now I have to find the trailer. PS5 cat game.
The only game that I got really befuddled by was that one visual novel with shark people.
There's a cat game. Hopefully if I don't play the audio.
What's it called?
Stray.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that one. I couldn't place the title. Yeah, that one looks fun.
You play the cat. You are a cat. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about in Enigma, the Dinosaur High School game. Okay. It looks like fun, but I was confused because that does not look like of all the games they introduced to be coming as basically launch for the PS5. I guess that was the other thing. Mm-hmm. They didn't really say which ones were going to be launch titles. I don't really expect any of them to be launch titles because, well, game production, virus, not a lot of people have the giant computers used to render most video games and coding in their house, unless they took it home with them, which I doubt. But I don't know, but you know what? I don't want them to risk getting sick for the sake of a video game. If you want them to get sick for the sake of your little video games, you're an awful, awful person.
There are plenty of people that do.
Yeah, but I mean,
well, they are awful, awful people.
Honestly, yeah. I would say if they are tech savvy, they should be capable of doing of arranging it. Get a delivery, either a VPN all the people into channel them in to their work PCs. So somebody is in the office, turns on all the PCs, and via internet they either directly go on their work PCs from their home PCs, like TeamViewer and stuff, or pack up the PCs and deliver them home. We are talking $1 million businesses. They should be able to afford deliver.
The thing is, it's not just the computers themselves. Most video games, especially when you have a lot of pre-rendered graphics and stuff, they also have giant rooms dedicated to rendering the stuff, which is why, Pixar films can't be made at home.
We are back to the, how do you call it?
Funneling it.
Funneling in?
having a server, a dedicated server that you can send the stuff over to be into the rendering
Something like this,
systems. I mean, in theory it could, but there's a lot of stuff where in theory it makes sense, but then in practice it's a lot harder.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, it's either doing nothing for a few months until it's over, or finding ways to work around.
I mean, obviously they have been getting stuff done, or they have a lot done if they put it up in the trailer. I mean, we still don't even have a true release date for the console, so I'm not holding my breath. I mean, I don't think we're going to get an official release date for the console until Nintendo does the direct that they're due to do, which they're going to knock everyone else out of the park. They're going to announce some new Smash characters, and everyone's going to stop caring about the PS5. We all know how it goes. They're going to introduce that you can catch a new type of leaf in New Horizons, and everyone's going to fucking go feral, and that's what happens. That's what always. I want them to announce Breath of the Wild 2. We haven't heard about that since E3 like 2 years ago, and I need it. But so yeah, basically my life has been consumed with news about other things because my life is incessantly boring.
But yeah, there's actually something in the last week that actually makes sense to talk about global events in the last week section. Is precursor that they are not too depressing, because we have plenty of global events to talk about in theory, but boy, most of them are not fun topics.
I mean, like, the only other thing is apparently gyms open back up tomorrow on Monday, but I will give the gym I go to
a chance.
Some credit, because when they emailed me saying that they're reopening, the amount of measures that they are taking is actually really fucking impressive, to the point that they are actively closing different machines so that way people still stay 6 feet apart. Every 20 minutes they have to go and sanitize the whole place. They apparently have trained all their employees with new sanitation methods. They do temperature checks on all their employees before they go to work. So if you are even suspected to be sick, they will send you home.
That actually sounds responsible.
And they are going to get really shitty. I mean, they said it in a polite way in the email, but they were basically like, yeah, if you don't clean up the fucking equipment after you're done, we're going to kick you out. So, and I'm just like, thank you. You should have done that just before a virus. So I'm going to give it a chance with the stipulation. I'm probably going to go there really late at night or really early, because it's a 24-hour gym.
Out, yeah.
Well, just so there's as little people there as possible.
Yeah. But I mean,
I don't like people there when I normally go to the gym. But I need weightlifting. I don't just need weightlifting. My friends need me to go back to the gym to weightlift, because I do nothing but complain about the fact that I can't do my gym regimen. And I think they're getting a little bit tired. But yeah, so that's my life. That's life. So
it's true.
I guess you
yeah, I mean, since we have been moved, since we are pretty far, I guess I will keep it short. I would have had a fun, long anecdote about getting all wet in the rain, but I guess PlayStation took this from all those viewers. I have the feeling nobody is really sad about it. Not too much happened. A lot of continued Persona 5. I finished the third palace? No, the fourth palace already.
Yeah, you finished the third palace like the other week.
Okay, then I have now finished the fourth palace. I'm making
Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royale.
5, normal 5. So I guess Royale is the reason to replay it. I don't know. Then again, this keeps taking up time, but probably still too early to talk about it as a media. Is this Royale?
Yeah.
Ah.
If you play through, yeah, I have. not to steal from you. Oh, you're Becky, but they have both here. Bought 5, played and beat that. Then bought Royale, played and beat that. Like 110 hours in this, 160 in this.
Yeah, I would have to check my save game, how many hours I have in it. Yeah. Hey, Denim, how many hours do you have in yours?
125, almost done.
Non-Royale. She's playing right now. I cannot look over there because it would be spoilers because she's way ahead of me. But yeah.
Before you get too much farther, I need to ask, who is best girl?
I don't know all. I do not all the girls yet. To my knowledge, there are still a few missing. But my current best girl would be Makoto. I haven't really gotten to know Futaba yet since it's still her introduction period, so I don't want to judge her yet. The other ones, yeah, I mean, when I play Persona, I am a high school student, and therefore, all those older ladies are like, no! No! I mean, from me IRL, all those older ladies are still like probably a decade younger than me, but when I play Persona, I'm a high school student. And when there is like, I don't know if this counts as spoilers to name some of them, but some in the, allegedly, I don't know, this is me talking off of rumors, but apparently you can date every female character in the game. At least every female confidant, and some of them, this is really problematic to consider dating. Age gap, certain other.
Don't worry.
Let me just say, housekeeping maid. The maid should be so off limits. It's not even funny anymore.
I mean, especially when you compare it to the first dungeon, you know, a little bit of...
Oh, yeah. Oh! Okay. Enough of that, of those insiders when nobody who has played it yet gets what's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, besides that, we basically managed to get into a monsoon yesterday. We were coming home from a shopping spree. We were still having ice cream because it was so hot. We were seeing... while licking our ice cream, we were seeing like dark clouds on the horizon. I'm like, oh, look at those clouds. It looks like a thunderstorm this afternoon. 10 minutes later, we were still walking home.
What's rain?
What is rain indeed. But yeah, we were drenched like completely. It didn't even make a difference to go through those puddles turned rivers, small rivers, because wet. The shoes were like little swimming pools anyway, so it was like, but yeah, anybody who has ever seen me in the rain, I'm like, I love rain.
Because you're a child. You are a child that somehow got taller and grew hair.
I just like rain.
Sure to have hair.
No, I mean, depending.
Oh, water in general.
It didn't like rain when we went to Universal Studios.
Yeah. I mean, I also have a certain sense for I don't want to get sick, but when I'm already on my way home, being in a thunderstorm is like super fun. Or like
that's true.
Yeah, or being swimming in the ocean, swimming pool, all the stuff. I like water.
Depending on the ocean.
Oh.
It's just funny. It's funny how many times I've had you with pleasant experiences near water. And just as many where you are the biggest baby. I don't think cannedcream has ever heard this story. Fucking.
Well, here we go.
In June, like last year, and fucking. We went to the beach, and this is California. It's the Pacific Beach. So we went to like the Santa Monica Pier.
I am used to the Mediterranean Sea. What do you say? How do you pronounce it? Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean Sea. I'm used to the Mediterranean Sea because we have a flat in Spain, and the Mediterranean Sea is smaller, encapsulated by land, and therefore on average relatively warm compared to the big boys.
And here is Max in the water. And the worst part about, I will say this, as someone who lived on the Atlantic coastline, so I went to Atlantic beaches, which are also warmer. They also can actually go down in depth. You can go like a good half a mile in the Pacific Ocean and the ground stays the same, like it doesn't lean, the water just gets higher. And so we were like far from the shore and the waves were just hitting Max and he's just holding his hands like a fist trying to like do a sumo squat in the water trying to, and he would have his back turned so the waves would hit his back and he's like, you know what, this is not so bad. And then I've never seen a guy be such a bitch in the water.
It's one of my lesser known qualities.
Then again, he would just as many times just shove me into the ocean and I was just as much of a baby. Sorry.
What a wonderful friendship.
It's true.
And I mean, this is the encapsulation of me and Max is, it's been this way for 6 years and we haven't gave up yet, so I guess we're just stuck this way.
I think so. Old married couple at this point.
Oh,
And what?
get off my lawn, you young. Anyways, that was basically the highlight of my week. We finally continued our spring cleaning we started in March, April. I don't know.
So your spring cleaning is really extending to the entirety of spring.
Kind of, even though summer already hit over here. But yeah, we at this point we probably should move on to the media.
Woo! CC, are you still looking for media? Do you need us to stall?
You have like 2 years you can go back up on.
Back.
I mean,
Actually,
the more
I want to start with 80s anime because I actually have something I can add to 80s anime.
As in Keyframe's media, or what do you mean?
Woo! Oh,
Yeah,
no. Yeah.
Because I have something I can talk about with that too, depending on what your thing is.
Yes. I put my favorite theme song from it in the chat for the media.
And I guess I will then.
People may know this as the media because during my Tumblr days, people would notice that I retweeted this character a lot, Loom.
So should I show it now? Okay.
Yes. The anime I'm talking about is the classic Urusei Yatsura. One of my favorite animes from the 80s that isn't like Lupin. It is probably one of the most...
Oh, yeah, I have seen images of that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes. If people followed me on Tumblr back in the day, they saw that like I would go on tangents of just retweeting this character. I watched this as a kid because my cousins in New York, this is how I got into a lot of anime. They had VHS tapes of recordings. So they had it of Lupin, Sherlock Hound, and this anime. So I grew up with some good shit. But I got back into it because I was just listening to intros and stuff because I've been getting back into Lupin and this was a related video. And I remember specifically this intro for the dance because I've been kind of wanting to animate me and Max to the dances that were in the beginning because that guy dances like Max.
What? I dance like a god.
You know, they imagine a lot of the gods as white. But
I can do that.
But what is Urusei Yatsura about? Because it's a very, very influential anime in Japan, even though it's not very well known in the States. It's actually not widely dubbed in English. Even though they had 195 episodes, 12 OVAs, 6 theatrical movies, like a lot of stuff. But the basic synopsis is there's an alien race called the Oni, which is the species that Loom here is. And Loom is sent down to basically pick someone from Earth. And the computer selected human is this person named Ataru, who is this nobody, slacker, lusty, pervy ass. There's an OVA where someone kidnapped Ataru because they needed to make a love potion from the most perverted man on Earth, and they came and the computer selected Ataru, and they need to play like a game of tag kind of thing, and Ataru had like a girlfriend and to win the competition, and by some shenanigans, Loom thinks that Ataru proposed to her, so she basically follows him around all the time, thinking that he's her fiance, and tries to basically ruin any chance he has with any woman. And there's just shenanigans. It is such a comedy. It is a great fucking crazy ass comedy.
I am looking at a clip of it. I'm not sure from what exactly. The quality is a little bit higher, so maybe it was one of the movies or so, where he is about to run a race, and she is dancing in front of the crowd for some reason, and then he grabs into his own pants, pulls out her bra, and she's suddenly standing there braless. I mean, you don't see anything because she's covering up, but
that's actually, I know that they did use, I'm not sure exactly which scene it's from, but he did use that tactic for the game of tag in the pilot. Like, that's one of the things he did to try to get her to stop, because she can fly. She has a bunch of different abilities because she is an alien. Believe it or not, she is an alien. Those things aren't cat ears. Those are little horns. And she can actually take off the horns. But
this is not how horns work.
Well, yeah, but she can also style the horns to look like barrettes, because she also like disguises herself to go to Ataru's school and all this stuff. And there's a lot of content when it comes to Urusei. But one of my favorite things is the second movie, which is probably one of the most influential films of all time, well, like in the modern era. Because if we didn't have Urusei Yatsura 2, we probably wouldn't have Ghost in the Shell, Groundhog Day, or Inception. Because a lot of people say that how they handled time loop reality manipulation in dreams is a lot of people take inspiration from this movie for how they handle the concepts in their films. Also, it was directed by Mamoru. I'm butchering these names. Mamoru Oshii, who who directed a lot of Ghost in the Shell, and is just one of the best anime directors ever. Yeah, I just love this anime. It's so much fun. It is the pinnacle of, besides maybe like Code Geass and like what I call the big hair animes, it's probably just the epitome of 80s fun, goofy anime, crazy expressions, all that. This relationship where they like each other, but they also hate each other. I relate. One of my favorite little, I will say this, there is one character quirk about Loom that you will either love or hate, and that she ends basically every sentence that she talks about Ataru with darling in English, so take that as you will.
Darling.
Basically. But it's just such a, and they have a cute relationship, even though the whole thing throughout the entire series, the OVAs, these big things where Ataru will basically die for Loom so he doesn't lose his memories of her. still refuses to say I love you just because.
That's
To
a
the point that the town gets so mad because he's like, just confess it already. They chase them out of town. That's how one of the movies ends. Yeah, who would like this and who wouldn't? Who would like this is people who, if you like, I would say if you like Lupin, you would probably like this. It's very goofy. It does have its more down-to-earth moments, especially in the movies, but if you like goofy 80s anime, because that's its own genre in and of itself, when anime wasn't anime in the sense that we have, now. But who wouldn't like it? People who really, really like dubs. There's not a lot of dubs for this show. I think they have some episodes dubbed. There's like 2 dubs. One was done for the BBC, and then there was some for VHS tapes here in the States. But in general, there's just not a lot of localization for this one. I usually don't mind that, and also the little dubs that we have are just because wow, 80s dubbing is just fantastic. But
I was going to say, you're not going to get the highest quality from an 80s dub.
I mean, Mr. Joe Mule, that's your opinion. It's wrong, but it's your opinion. I mean, if you also like Ranma 1.5, you probably like Urusei, because it's very similar.
Also
kind of.
an eternal will they, won't they?
Yes. But no.
The original Ross and Rachel.
Yeah. But I really love this anime. It's a classic. I've been getting a lot more into classic anime stuff. And man, we got a Lupin the First movie in the year of our Lord 2020. Where's our Urusei Yatsura movie? Come on. It's about time. We need it.
2021.
We need more
Next year. Calling it now.
We need more caveman bikini alien babes with lecherous pervy teenage college age co-stars. Give it to me, Japan. Give it to me. It's time.
You cowards.
We don't need more My Hero Academia.
It's true.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
We don't need more. What are other animes that are airing that's not My Hero Academia?
Just My Hero. That's it.
That's the only one.
We don't push fucking Froppy and Mina and Deku and Bakugo out of the way. It's time. It is time for Loom to be back in the spotlight. They still make pachinko machines in Japan with her face on it. Well, let's have a movie with her face on it. And
isn't One Piece over?
No.
Really, they have not concluded it yet.
No, Naruto's not. Naruto is the one that ended.
But One Piece, didn't they? Did a time jump and stuff in the comic? I haven't caught up anyway. So.
It's still going. They released a statement when COVID came out being like, there may be a slight delay in our productions, but we will still be releasing things. Oh, yeah, Black Clover and push aside Black Clover and Demon Slayer.
Still have to start Demon Slayer.
Beastars and all that stuff.
Oh, Beastars is an anime. Yeah, right. How could we forget about Beastars? That's embarrassing.
I don't know. We are very disappointing furries, I say, wearing my Euro fur.
Oh, that's true, actually.
No,
Rick and Morty is an anime, right? Also,
yes, forget about Rick and Morty.
I haven't even started season 4 yet. I kind of did forget about Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we don't need any of that stuff. We need alien babes who are very, very, very loving of someone who maybe doesn't deserve it, who basically will try to bang anything that moves and is in a skirt. But
yeah, maybe next media.
But yeah, no, I love this show.
But yeah, Canned Cream, you mentioned that you also have something 80s anime you wanted to talk about. What did you bring to class?
Yeah, this is not, of all the things I thought about maybe talking about on the show, this was not going to be one of them,
Oh,
but
okay.
we have a theme now.
I will break the
And
theme,
actually,
I can tell you
I
now.
kind of lied. We're going to have to jump ahead about 10 years.
90s anime.
90s anime.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
The
So
time
we're
when
gonna
I
have to
got
talk about
into
something
it.
from the 2000s anime.
Sorry?
You're going to have to talk about something from a 2000s anime because we have a theme now and you need to keep to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry you didn't get the memo.
Oh,
We had a Zoom meeting earlier. You just didn't accept the invite. We kind of had a powwow about this, but I'm sure you can think on your feet. You're very well known for working well on your toes.
I am the pro when it comes to that.
But yes, what's your 90s anime?
I want to touch on this really quickly, pull up the window on my own thing. I want to talk about Bubblegum Crisis and Bubblegum Crisis 2040. Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo, and then Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, which is originally released in like the very late 90s, like 98 is when the first series came out.
I remember this.
Cyberpunk, it's a cyberpunk future dystopia hero anime about 4 girls, Pris, Lena, Nene, and Celia, who have these mecha suits that they put on, and they fight these robots gone rogue that are called boomers, which just leads to all kinds of great unintentional hilarity. They talk about, I hate those boomers so much. Those boomers are destroying the city. Context.
There's a character from Bubblegum Crisis, the one that has like the red motorcycle. I remember thinking when I was younger, I want to look as cool as this lady one day.
Me too.
I need to be able to wear leather and look cool while doing it.
Learn to ride a motorcycle.
No one wants me on a motorcycle. I think if I said one day, hey guys, I have a motorcycle, every friend I would have would try to convince me to take it back. I am a broken neck waiting to happen. But what about Bubblegum Crisis do you want to talk about?
I first came upon this show back in like 2001, 2002, on the cable news channel, the like Encore Action, I think it was, on Monday nights, like late at nights. They used to have a anime block they called Anime Mondays, and they would show all kinds of the kind of old anime. Bubblegum Crisis, Blue Seed, Blue Gender, are like the 3 I remember, but I saw all kinds of stuff through them. I sat through Bubblegum Crisis there at the wee tender age I was in the early 2000s, and I don't want to do that math to remember that because I'm not old. I'm not old and dying. You shut up.
We're all dying.
No, thanks to denial, I'm immortal. But recently, a few months ago, one of my friends came. It's like, hey, I found this thing called Bubblegum Crisis. We should watch it. It's like, yes, we should.
This show I've never heard of before.
I was like, I remember this show. Yeah, I want to watch this again. I want to see how it holds up. The fun thing is that there's like, if you look through the two, there's a very obvious jump in animation quality between the two. And obviously new voice actresses and characters are largely
I can't
redone.
even recognize any of the characters.
Right? They are vastly different. The original Bubblegum Crisis is much shorter. It's a lot of fun. It's very bouncy. It's very disjointed. I swear to God, I don't understand half of what's happening in it. And it came out with such a weird release schedule that it's messed up, but it's fun because of that. Now, 2040 actually came out with a normal human release schedule, and it's a coherent story for the most part until you get near the end when it just poops all over the bed.
It
But don't
goes
worry
all
about
anime.
it goes very anime. It goes very anime. But it's just such a weird. What I love about it is that it is peak 90s cyberpunk dystopia. Like it is just a mood. It is an absolute mood that even if you're not interested in the anime, just like sit down like episode 1 and just look at this cyberpunk world they developed, and it is beautiful and dystopian and garbage and so 1990s.
Cyberpunk is just the best.
I'm very happy that we're getting a resurgence of that genre.
I mean, look, steampunk is great, but we had that time. It's cyber time.
Get out of the way, old man. The future's now.
Hell yeah, with our Power Rangers ass Sentai suits and motorcycles, now available at Walmart.
Mostly though, it's like, hey, who doesn't want to watch anime about women in skin tight mech suits fighting robot monsters?
It's true.
What is not to love?
I mean, and with like sexy anime girls, you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah. What is your type? It is represented with one of these girls. Take your pick.
I mean, the one with the very pixie tomboy haircut is already. I mean, I watched the older one, so I haven't watched the 2040s. So, I mean, classic-wise, you can't go wrong with the one that rides a motorcycle and wears all leather and the red jacket and all that stuff. It's just, mwah.
Yeah,
Beat
that's
me,
Chris.
kick my ass. Kick my ass.
That's a commercial.
That's a bunch of broccoli.
That is a bunch of broccoli. Now do we... Why does this keep happening?
What?
Why are
is
you
there
messing with the
perfect-
timestamps?
Yeah, just...
Let it be.
Man. Yeah, just... Okay, let's just watch anime. Who needs the rest of the
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah, but
Oh,
hey,
God.
look at that animation. Look at how freaking
Oh, damn it.
90s that is.
It is very
Can we-
90s, isn't it?
This aesthetic is just timeless.
There's something beautiful about any piece of media that's set in the future, but is so very much rooted in its own time. Like, that's the distant future, and yet they have these gigantic computers and these like huge monitors.
Oh yeah, and
Like
the
a
cell
punch
phone.
box
Yeah, it's a
there.
cell phone. The phone cell. No, wait, no, the payphones. The payphones are still a thing, but now with video screens.
I love I love like the world of like Pokemon back in the day, where their fanciest technology was essentially a PDA for the Pokedex. But like this style is just so sick. I miss animes and stuff that like shaded with just solid black shadows and all that stuff. It feels grittier. Like
Yeah.
like so much new anime, it just feels too clean, too polished, which has its own aesthetic that's nice. But sometimes you just like something that's dirty, in both senses of the word.
Did you ever watch Megalobox?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Because that has a very
Sounds familiar, though. A lot of the classic anime is something that was like a decade ago that I watched it, so names have faded with time.
This is newer. This is like 2-3 years ago, maybe at most. But yeah, it's a boxing anime set in the future. It's kind of like augmented people. But yeah, it has a very distinct and, like you said, almost dirty art style to it that looks beautiful because of it. So if you just kind of want to get a hit of that art style, I'd suggest looking at Megalobox.
What's the Megalobox?
Megalovox or Megalobox?
BOX. If I'm remembering the name right, I might be. Let's try typing it in over here.
I have people texting me on Discord telling me to keep stuff out of my mouth. I can't help it. I have an oral fixation.
Ooh.
Yeah, Megalobox. MEGALO space BOX.
Megalobox?
Yes.
Megalobox. Oh yeah, this is an anime. Oh, the boxing one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait, this
Oh
was,
yeah, this one.
Yes.
that was not very
Yeah,
efficient.
that was good, and it has that kind of dirtier, older style animation
That's
to it.
true,
I don't know
actually.
whether it was made to look like that or if it was like drawn using older techniques. I don't know the behind the scenes information, but also very good, also very beautiful.
It is something you can achieve with a good amount of post-production, like certain grain filters and stuff in After Effects, or, I mean, if it's a Japanese anime, I know a lot of them use OpenTunes and stuff like that. It's fully possible. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about, like, who would like Bubblegum Crisis, who wouldn't?
Anyone who is a good person. No, I'd say if you really want to get a hit with a very specific sort of era's nostalgia, if you were alive during the early to mid 90s and alive enough to be cognizant, I would say it's sort of a beautiful nostalgia hit with that. If you don't go in expecting to be blown away by like a beautiful story, with like breathtaking characters and such a compelling arc. If you just want to see a fun anime, I say this is absolutely it. Whether you want to go for a kind of disjointed but bouncy and innocent, more feel than Bubblegum Crisis. If you want a more coherent story with a little bit of a little more grit to it and a little more smoother animation and some better voice acting, then 2040. Either way, I think it'll be a good time.
Well, that sounds good to me. So
That leaves you
exactly. And now with our
and
anime
your sponsor.
and my sponsor this week, Star-Lord. Whoop, there. Woo! Has been a while since he was the sponsor. But and in the spirit of anime throughout the decades, my contribution, obviously, when you talk anime from the 2000s, is obviously Death Note. So, my anime, totally Death Note. That's what I'm going to talk about now.
Indie hit
I know.
Death Note.
Give a little bit of an opinion on Death Note before you go to your actual thing.
Oh, I mean, I was completely into it when it came out. I can completely understand the entire. There are only how many episodes of it? There are only
25.
There
it's
are
the
only
best 25 episode anime
Exactly,
around. There
is.
are no wars in Ba Sing Se.
Exactly, there are no more episodes. No, I mean, I watched it all the way to the end, beyond the 25 episodes. I recognize the dip in quality, but I still do liked it. It was a better conclusion than the non-conclusion after the 25th episode. So that's one thing. But yeah, of course, something was missing after those first 25 episodes. And yeah. But yeah, in general, I'm the aesthetic, the over-the-topness. I take a potato chip and I eat it.
I have great memories of Max showing me Death Note for the first time. I think when I stayed over like 2017, and I and I think
Never
my
have
reaction
names been written so dramatically as in this anime.
I think the first reaction I had after we watched like 3, when we got to the potato chip thing, I was like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Because I was only bringing up the meme all the time, like, I take a potato chip and I eat it. And you were sitting across from me and were like, the fuck is wrong with you?
and he was like, I know you guys like some things with potatoes, but what's up with you? And he was like, okay, get me my MacBook. I'm watching this right now. Sit. Oh, God.
Potato chip. And I eat it.
To be fair, I have watched the rest of Death Note, so I am very much in the camp of best 25 episode anime, but that's mostly out of disappointment because the concepts they introduced with the new Death Note, holders are good concepts. the whole thing of establishing people who follow the philosophy of Kira, and especially the last one who held the Death Note one, who was just a very troubled person. I feel like are great concepts, but the execution just didn't hit the same.
Nah, it didn't. But yeah, now for my actual media, which I also actually watched this week.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful cinematic masterpiece with a lot of names there in the beginning, and I let the audio on far too loud, is what anybody who is familiar with the source material already be able to tell you is a horrible idea. It's a Lovecraft movie adaptation.
Oh.
And it is, as you are going to see any moment now, The Color from Outer Space. And
Oh my god, it's purple!
And here's the best part. So now Nick Cage is like, it was some kind of pink light. Oh no, wait, no, I actually don't know. It was a color like I've never seen before. No, dude.
It's purple.
It's purple. You see the color. Clearly, it's right there, and you described it correctly as pink. Don't correct it to you who have never seen it before. No, it's pink. It's like, so, this movie, I tell you. I tell you, this movie. So, there is the general problem of adapting any Lovecraft story into a visual medium, because there is a good reason why Lovecraft in the first place is usually described through witnesses. So you don't actually experience it happening. They included some body horror and stuff.
A lot of the things about Lovecraft, especially the very popular stories, like you said, are witness accounts, because a lot of the creature, the whole concept of Lovecraftian horror, many times is that a lot of the people who witness it directly can't handle it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is literally undescribable, is the point.
Also,
Yeah,
once
like,
again, the beauty of how fucking
how
much.
Wait a second!
Tommy Chong?
Chong? One half of Cheech and Chong is in this movie?
I
What
guess
the fuck?
it's.
It's
No,
the last person.
it's.
The more I see of
That
this,
guy?
the more I want to actually watch this for different reasons than I
Okay,
think the movie.
does he get high?
He
Does
is-
he get high?
He is the stoner of the show, and he basically is also the supplier of stoner stuff for the son of the family. And he's an original character that did not exist in the original story.
At that point, just get Harold and Kumar in there, man. Like, Harold and Kumar go to Cthulhu. Like, it's just, like, God. I mean, the Nick Cage thing was like, no, that's totally something I expect.
I leave him. I mean, I obviously have the poster ready, but no, I leave him on. Oh wait, I guess I have to show the poster again.
Who designed this poster? I need to shake their hand.
Oh wait, you don't see the little person down there
my God.
because it was cut off.
Oh my.
Remember the scene from Lovecraft, The Color from Outer Space, where a person stood in Jesus gesture and had a light beam coming out of them? I
When
remember
someone
this.
T-posed for dominance and just shot right into the sky. Fuck the- I think it's the fact that Nick Cage's face takes like a good 50% of the poster.
Okay, now I'm really torn. Should I show this or this? What represents this movie better?
I mean, I think Tommy Chong will actually allow yourself to talk about the movie more, because I'm not going to be breaking down laughing.
Which explains why I have to keep this one off.
Not while I'm drinking, you bastard.
You're welcome. But yeah,
But no,
so
okay, so
there
anyways.
is a general problem with adapting any Lovecraft into a visual media, because it is based on how undescribable and outlandish everything is. I mean, the very idea of The Color of Outer Space is that back in the day, science wasn't there yet, and the idea of a color that does not exist on Earth was a realistic idea, because a color spectrum was not known yet as a finite thing, or rather a thing that even goes beyond what we can see in both directions. So this concept was like, imagine a color you have never seen. Like for any educated person nowadays, it's like, yeah, this doesn't work. But like this, we are talking early 1900s. So no, just to get you in the mindset. So his entire idea is that it's a color like it has never been seen on Earth before. But this automatically falls flat in the visual media because you fucking see the color and it's pink.
I've heard about this movie of legend, but I didn't want to see it.
But yeah, this is already a problem with any Lovecraft adaptation. That the outlandishness, the idea of a cosmic horror, a horror beyond what a mortal mind can comprehend, is already not possible when you literally visualize it. It's within comprehension if you can see it. But yeah, so this is the one thing about it. Then there's also the adaptation itself.
Please.
I mean,
tell me, how cagey is Cage? Are we like
Oh.
are we at like the Rock levels of Cage, or are we like a Wicker Man Cage?
I'm not sure if we go all Wicker Man, but we get very close. So Insane Cage is still a little bit more subtle because he's insane. Like he is not overacting, but he is insane. Therefore, when he goes crazy, I mean, you had this one scene in the trailer where you see him just shoot something, and there it is.
Feed that shit to me like grapes. Oh God, I love Nick Cage.
But yeah, so it's in between there. But yeah, the adaptation, modern times. Okay, still, I mean, this is not automatically a red flag or automatically a failing reason. Popular American stoner dude, still
Tommy Chong.
Where is he even? I lost him.
Tommy, where are
Yeah,
you?
still not necessarily a reason why it's bad. But yeah, shift of perspective. So while the original story is told by a person who comes to do measurements of the valley, who only then gets second-hand eyewitness report from another person who is still around about this shit that happened 20 years ago. And this shit happened over the span of a year, how a family very slowly became more and more contaminated, and how the slowly over the year everything fell apart around this farm, and the crops go bad, and the animals go feral and disappear and whatnot. This movie takes place in 3 days. And we follow the family. The family are basically the protagonists. We still have this measurement guy who comes to the valley to do his measurements. He is live there with them. He was the black dude in the trailer. So instead of a second-hand eyewitness, we have a direct eyewitness who is there for the events and sees everything. But he is also not... We were sitting at the end of it like, who was the protagonist? Was it the daughter? By the way, one of the sons got turned into a daughter. Was it the daughter? No. Was it the black dude? I mean, kinda. He starts it with narration, and he also ends it with narration, but he's not really the driving force of the story. So yeah, we
It's what pisses me off about modern films is that they just don't respect the audience's attention span, so they have to condense
no
storylines.
You don't get it. This film is completely counting on the lack of an attention span of the audience, because shit just happens randomly. It's just random shit. While the powers that were related to the color of spade in the original were pretty straightforward. It keeps poisoning slowly the land, and everything gets corrupted. But here it's just like it can first, when it appears the first time. I mean, I'm not even worried about spoilers because this is very early on in the movie. When it appears the first time, so the family is just everybody's doing their thing. Then the meteorite crashes, everything goes purple, and the family instantly reacts. Like the smallest son sits in the floor going, oh, like, ah, so he has some kind of connection to it. The middle son, who is a stoner, is literally like a drooling zombie for a few seconds.
Like a vegetable?
Yeah, they instantly react. I mean, after all, the entire method was usually a year. It takes place in 3 days, so... But yeah, so the family instantly has some kind of psychic connection or whatnot, which wasn't there. The implication of the original book was that they kept drinking contaminated water and therefore got slowly but surely destroyed by whatever it is. But yeah, then the whatever it is has the ability to interfere with radio signals and send messages through radio signals. It turns animals also within the days into body horror and morphs them together. It has light beams now that insta-morph stuff.
In 3 days.
It's like, yeah.
Subtle.
It's yeah. So the adaptation itself is also amazingly stupid.
As a film, it's stupid.
Yes.
It's not like there's.
Yeah.
It's not like there's not examples of films that can't. Because I know a lot of people will say that this kind of adapting this kind of not genre type of storytelling can't be put into a visual medium. It totally can. Because most Hitchcock films, you don't actually see the threat till maybe the very end. It's more the degradation of the human psyche bit from the accounts that are happening. And if you want a fucking modern example, Blair Witch Project is basically that.
Yeah, I mean, just as an idea to throw out there, make this movie black and white. You have solved the problem with the color from outer space. Bam! When everything is black and white, then the people can be like, what is this color? Bam! Problem solved. But no, nobody thought about this.
Idea.
Yeah?
That's actually a really good idea.
I like that. Yeah.
You're welcome. Hollywood, to ring me up.
I mean, this already really has like a B-movie, like 1950s feel to it. So why not just lean into that and make it black and white?
Because
Go
at the
full
very
Ed
end,
Wood with it.
at the very end, when everything goes crazy, they go for super cheap-looking special effects to make it look uncanny, but it just looks cheap. They failed on so many levels. And I don't care about spoilers anymore at this point. I turned it on just out of principle. But one of the very last scene, which was, by the way, visible in the trailer before, is to talk about how random shit just happens, because they are like, oh, it's a horror movie about something beyond horror, we can do everything now. What they just did was like the tree branches just grab a dude from the floor, pull him up, and strangle him to death. Just
We've already had that in movies.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like,
Evil Dead.
how does this relate to the powers of the thing from of the thing in the colors?
Because it's the light from outer space.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Lovecraft should not have the ooh sound attached to it.
But it's like random bullshit that keeps happening, and it gets random powers granted. It's so dumb. So who would like this movie? The one person on Twitter who was like, oh yeah, Colors of Outer Space, that's a great movie. And I'm like, depends. If you talk adaptation, not really.
I mean, it's a fan. It sounds like, well, okay, here's the question for you.
Oh yeah.
Is it a good, bad movie?
I mean,
is it a fun movie to watch despite its quality, or is it just a slog?
I mean, Denim and I were drunk, and I guess we had an ironic good time. So I would say yes. That's a movie night movie. It's not a good movie. It's a movie night movie.
See, but that's a type of movie recommendation.
That is a type of movie recommendation. It's now rentable on Amazon and on Prime, on Amazon Prime and on Google.
I'm not surprised it's available for Prime members.
Or you can get it on the Play Store for only $3 instead of $4, apparently.
I'm not surprised it's available to rent on Prime. The Apple is available on Prime. They don't know what quality is.
But yeah, enough of that. Oh boy, we are late already, so let's jump into questions. ASAP. So let me start with one from...
Totally not writing a question on Twitter.
Oh, there's already a good one, actually. from
Okay.
Brandon Croker, who, to keep us completely unbiased, has a picture of Dewey as his avatar on Twitter, asks for all, which duck would you rather be? Huey, Dewey, or Louie? Oh, which one would you be? That's actually a good one.
Okay, smartass, dumbass, and wise ass. Let's see.
Wait,
Do you need to look up which
No,
ones?
I want to actually, or triplets.
Huey wears a hat
Duck.
and Hugh is red.
Okay, I just want to get a nice picture because we are obviously talking modern day Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Okay, let me find a good picture.
This is
It can't
actually
be
a
too
tough
hard to find a
choice.
picture of three of them.
It's
I have my answer already. I'm waiting for the image to come.
okay.
Yeah,
So
Patient.
yeah. So here's the image of the three. So oh wait, I still need to share. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, okay. Here is the image of the three from the modern incarnation. Oh, wrong picture. Sorry, my
No,
bad.
no.
How could this happen? Oh, my mistake. So accidental. Oh, sorry.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait. Don't.
I like the chat reaction.
And
I like that one cough at the end.
the full program. Deal with it, glasses, applause, and a dab. Here we go. That's what you guys tuned in for. Yeah, great program.
It's been a while since we've had both.
It's true.
But yeah, but the actual question, Cece, you have one.
Yeah, you already mentioned you know
Yeah.
your answer.
Yeah, the correct answer is very obviously Louis, who is best girl. Yeah, that's my kind of smart ass aesthetic. I drew that line in the sand a long time ago with the original DuckTales. Like, I choose Louis because he dresses in green, and green is my favorite color. And like a true man, I don't change my opinion about nothing for nothing. So Louis is still best.
Also, I want to say Magical Star Flash knows me way too well from this podcast, saying he's going to kill him as soon as it's safe to fly to Germany. Hell yeah! But okay, let's see.
Also, question to the chat as well. Who would you want to be from the three?
Today, we asked you
Buddy.
to what?
Wow.
No, I probably would. Louis is a very tempting one because that's my energy half the time, but the other half of my energy is probably Huey.
Okay. If you would have, if you wouldn't have said Huey, I would have called bullshit.
What you? No,
You
I
are
am
such
not,
a Huey.
I am not the level of dumbass that Dewey is. I no.
I mean, if you describe him like that, so I am probably Dewey, but he's a second call. I mean, if it is between the three of us, we probably would have a Louis, a Huey, and a Dewey. But if I can pick, then I would also go Louis first because lazy, cynical, an asshole.
Yeah.
You relate to Dewey way
it's
too
true.
much.
It's true. But if we have to distribute it between the three of us, I would be the Dewey, I guess.
I really am just more fascinated in how adamant you were that if I didn't pick Huey, you would call bullshit. What about me radiates Huey, in your opinion,
You're
Maxie?
getting heated.
The red topping of your head, obviously. This is my only reason. Next question.
Just because you don't have to say this in the show doesn't mean we don't talk afterwards. I have words for you, honey. Okay, let's see. From Discord. Hey, this kind of works with our question. From Pants of Speed. Good name, Odie. What's your favorite bad movie made by a good director? So
What was it? Your favorite bad movie from a good director?
when a good director makes a shitty film.
Your favorite
James
movie
Cameron.
Had that ready way too quick.
from a good director.
See, the thing is, I don't want to say Avatar because I genuinely think Avatar's not a good movie.
Excuse me, are you shitting on the origin story of Pocahontas? Because basically the same, just with mechas.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sure. That doesn't Pocahontas. Oh.
Okay,
Remembering that wrong.
it's not a bad film, but it's definitely stupid. It's also by James Cameron. Piranha 2: The Spawning.
The name alone
That's
is...
a James Cameron movie.
Yeah, it was directed by James Cameron, and because the first film was directed by Joe Dante, but the second one was I think it was James Cameron's first movie. It was his directorial debut.
Okay.
Look,
So you
I'm
lose a
just
bet?
saying. I am just saying when the first scene of your movie is a couple trying to have sex in the sea, and then they get eaten by a piranha. You know your movie's gonna be. I mean, okay, let me put the poster for the movie in the Skype chat. You know exactly what movie you're getting into when you see this poster.
Ooh, you do. Let me also share it with the audience, why don't I? Boop.
Hell yeah! Oh god, yeah, CC, you're getting personal with us now.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to lean around my mic.
But no, that's my choice. Piranha 2: The Spawning from James Cameron. Mwah. And
Both in one motion, nah and eh.
Mwah.
Oh no! Okay, I already have a good candidate. I'm totally not
Mhm.
looking stuff up because I wouldn't know better. But
Yeah, me either.
I mean, here's also the thing that I probably know the movies, but I have no idea who made them, and I would not even think that they are done by a good person. So, okay, I don't even recognize his name. So this one is obviously not on the list.
This is the problem that I know way too much about behind the scenes things for movies and shows, so I have a snappy answer. And then you have normal
true.
people. This is why I want to make that Filthy Casuals podcast, because you have someone who knows way too much and then normal people.
It's a good title. If nothing else, that's a real good title.
But it's still not.
It is.
But it's still not what your audience wants. Your audience just wants you rambling for an hour or two. I mean, wasn't this basically your Let's Play streams?
Yes, and people watched them.
I mean, I tried my hand on it, but Let's Plays with me alone does not work, which is why I do podcasts and Let's Plays with people, because me rambling alone by myself, it doesn't work.
And I prefer to be around people, but let's. Why are you half off screen, Canned Cream?
Because I'm trying to look around my mic and definitely not look up movies for ideas that
I mean, if
none
we-
of these
I
I've
mean,
seen.
Let's see, Joss Whedon's Justice League.
I mean, come on, he was just picking up
yeah.
the scraps from somebody else. Why is Hook on this list? I liked
We're on
Hook.
the same list.
Oh, are we? I mean, I could also assume that many of the lists copy each other. You know, like the books in the Bible. Hey-oh!
Oh.
I
went
feel
there.
like this was a great question given to the wrong people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like
the
the
problem
question.
was, it's that caveat of good director. The question was just, what's your favorite bad movie? I had like 30 answers to that. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
but that
God.
would have been too easy.
Now I got to remember directors.
No, but okay. One that I saw. Okay, let's just give the IMDb list a short chance. And if I don't find anything more appealing, I will stick with. Did you guys know that Blade 2 was made by Del Toro?
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Guillermo.
Guillermo del Toro
no.
did make, yeah. Ghost
Big
of...
oof.
Big oof indeed. Oh, Monty Python's Jabberwocky. Yeah, that was a movie.
I mean, most of the last season of Monty Python's Flying Circus, after John Cleese left, was also just not great.
Why is G.I. Jane on this list? I recall it being good. Is it just
because
me?
you recall it being good doesn't mean it was good.
But was it bad?
True.
Does it deserve to be in the top 30 movies of good directors doing bad?
Oh, I know another good one.
A bad one. We want a bad one.
Yeah, Jack, the movie where Robin Williams is that kid that ages backwards or whatever. That was done by the director of The Godfather.
Oof. But yeah,
Coppola made that movie.
But yeah, my answer is like Blade 2 from Del Toro. What do you? What's your pick from the very same list?
Star Wars Episode 1 was on that list, so I guess I'll go to Star Wars Episode 1.
But this is implying that George Lucas is a good director. Hey-o! I am on fire today.
I watched was Episode 1.
Well, I guess that's the answer, so we can move on. Twitter question.
Twitter question.
Good question. Sorry, 2 of the 3 of us were the wrong people to answer it.
It's true.
Excuse me, the 2 out of the 3 were the wrong people to answer it.
That's what I said. 2 of the 3.
Okay, well, Max, what's the Twitter?
There's somebody who is not really good with this show yet has, like, in the last 11 minutes posted a question. Somebody by the nickname of Commissions Closed. Very weird. Anyways, the question is, favorite nut shot in films, shows?
I wanted an excuse to keep talking about this. Okay. Mine is a tie between I think it was like the second Bill and Ted movie where they basically just grab Death by the nuts and like pull him, and the other one being Flushed Away, the DreamWorks Aardman movie, where Roddy's trying to get down from the thing and he hits like a faucet, a pipe, and a hammer and a shoe, and then it just ends with a kid kicking a soccer ball into his nuts, and it's... British humor is great, and when it's British humor of people getting kicked in the nuts, it just makes it better. Honestly, I think I may enjoy this more because I lack those appendages.
Favorite nut shot I just had one. I should have interrupted you and throw it in there before I forget it. Do you have a favorite nut shot, Kent? CC?
Yeah, hold on. Was the question that totally was not written by you? That say it had to be from movies or just in general?
Movies, TV shows. It could be whatever.
Okay, so yeah, I want to go with a TV show in a regular show. The character of Garrett Bobby Ferguson, which is just it's a gigantic head with little hands and feet coming out of him. And one of the characters kicks him right through the feet. And he just goes, "Ah, my chin!" It's just a pause and a delivery. It's not a nut shot, but it's a nut shot.
It's close enough. It's kind of like the one Star Trek movie where the guy's gonads is in his knees, so they just...
Those were not his knees. Mine, for a very specific one, I'm not sure what's the name of this movie, Ashton Kutcher and Cameron Diaz and getting married in Vegas. Viva Las Vegas or something. So
what happens in Vegas? Maybe something like
maybe
that?
It's probably even the wrong movie I'm thinking about, but something late 90s, early 2000s, some kind of those comedies, rom-coms, where they also the couple.
What happens in Vegas? I was right.
Okay, and this couple, both of them have a best friend. The dude has his best friend bro. The girl has her best friend lady friend. And both of them hate each other, obviously, but they also form a weird dynamic. They don't end up together at the end of the movie. Credits for that. However, I believe it's the girl, the girl best friend, who is the entire time talking about wanting to punch somebody in the nuts. Like, we really, really go down on the knees and punch somebody in the nuts. The entire through the movie. And then there is an after credit scene where it's some kind of asshole ex of the protagonist woman. And they go there, and you see the door, bing dong, door opens. It's the best friend girl standing there, looking at him cheeky. Probably pointing down or something, and then on the floor already the best friend dude sitting, BAM!
That's a good one.
It was not a brilliant movie, but it was a nut shop with a build-up that lasted more or less the entire movie. Because there's this girlfriend who's the entire time like, oh yeah, punch him in the nuts. You go down to the floor, punch him in. 2 or 3 times she brings this up as her idea, like revenge thing or what should be done to the time. And the protagonist is the girl is like, no, that's it. You don't do this thing. But then she and the other second, the supportive asshole, both of them.
It makes me think of I think you told me about this scene in a movie where like a girl has like a banana or something and watching a guy from the bar, and the guy is watching like a cabinet's opening up, and she's doing all this sexy shit to the banana, and then she fucking bites down fully on it, and just the cabinet closes. I'm just like, oh god. We need more nut shots in films, like smart nut shots. If you set up a nut shot in Act 1, you got to pay it off in Act 3, you know? Like
thinking of RoboCop with an actual nut shot.
Oh god, that one made me feel pain.
Iconic.
Just the thought of a bullet in the dick just sounds like, because that requires some aim, because that's a very small hitbox right there.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since he shot it through like a lady's skirt a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But good question. Commission's closed. Let's see. From Discord. If you had to pick any person you admire, being living or dead, and talk to them for an hour, who would that person be and why?
This brings me back to previous questions where we had like who you want to spend a lot of time with, and I had the frustrating thing before where I was like, yeah, I basically achieved it, where I had one of my idols I'm a fan for on this very show, and it was just like being able.
It's hard to get that guest. You better appreciate it.
I know.
So dream achieved.
Yeah,
no
but
point left in going on.
Yeah, but it was like, while I had like ages ago, there even was a video about it, like a poster of things or achievements I want to do in life, and on there was meeting with Jesse Cox eye to eye and talking, and then Keyframe got him for the show, and we had a good show, no lie.
Oh, it was so much fun, especially that Swiss tunnel opening.
Oh yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, I basically had my chance, but I couldn't make anything with it. I mean, Keyframe clicked more with him over the emails they exchanged before than I have. So,
look, I'm an extenuating circumstance, though. I have a weird ability to connect with people.
Yes, I know, but yeah, to invoke a little bit of suspension of disbelief for this question. That's the thing we have to do now. Assuming I can talk to a person for an hour or longer, dead or alive, and let's in addition assume that I also am capable to make a conversation. I know this is more unrealistic than talking to a dead person, but let's, for the purpose of this question, imagine it. And you know what? I would say Total Biscuit. Like going from Jesse Cox to Total Biscuit, because he was absolutely great dude, and he had and talk to him and basically get his cynical Britishness from him, being like, Sensei, teach me, you have died, you lived a fantastic life, let me be your legacy. I don't know, this sounds very egocentric now. Actually, actually, this was supposed to be appreciation for the man, so forget the part about making me your legacy. I don't know. he was a great guy, and would be great to talk to him, or actually talk to him, not being me. Because I actually even met DB, and I screwed that one up as much as, if not even more, as with Jesse Cox. So, maybe especially for making up for my failure. Anybody
You want
else?
a redemption arc.
Yeah, I want exactly.
What about you, Cece?
Anyone? You know who would be cool? Teddy Roosevelt. That would be a lot of fun.
That guy was a badass.
Yeah.
He got shot during a
have-
speech and kept talking.
Yeah. I would have nothing of intelligence to say to the man, but it would just be a lot of fun for me personally, and probably not that great for him.
Keith.
Oh, man. Oh, it's my turn. I actually saw this question earlier, and I was thinking about it a lot. And I have kind of two. One a celebrity and one not one. Because it was any person, not any famous person. For famous people, I'm
Let me guess.
for any...
John Lennon, and then you will be like, "It's so great to see you alive."
No, not the plot of
Can
Yesterday.
I have a lock of your hair?
No. Ew. He was a hippie. He didn't wash that. Ugh. But no. But no. For a famous person, probably Frank Welker, because he doesn't do a lot of interviews. He's a very humble guy, and you just got to imagine a guy who's been in the industry for that long has stories.
Who is he? To give us an
original voice of Megatron, Fred and Scooby-Doo, Ray in the real Ghostbusters. Basically any animal voice that you have heard in movies and TV. I showed you that video of the guy screaming into the trash can. Yeah, no, that's D. Bradley Baker.
The other one who makes every other animal. Yes,
but if you heard he did the lion roars in The Lion King by screaming into a trash can. He's one of the most prolific voice actors in the industry, and I think he actually is one of the biggest net worths of actors in all time. And I just would love to talk to him, especially since he's so humble. I don't think I would even talk about his career. He just seems like a pleasant man, and I would want to play golf with him. But for just any person, and this is kind of a bittersweet answer, my dad.
I saw it coming.
No,
I know you too well.
Shut up. No, the thing is I would love to if I could be able to bring him back for an hour, I would set up a mic and just have him tell all his fucking stories, because that man lived many movies worth of lives, and I would love just to have. I never got recorded. He never recorded or when we had video cameras really talk about his life, and he really only talked about his life stories with me. Very oral history kind of person, and it would just be great to have those kind of stories in some kind of corporeal format that I can listen to, and also so I could have people hear him and get a little bit of a taste of who he was, because it's exactly how I describe, and it's probably exactly how most people envision him. And
you know what you got to do?
What?
Start writing his stories.
As
in writing them down, and who knows, maybe at some point even get somebody who can channel Steve properly, maybe even has a natural accent, and make turn your book into something on Audible.
Oh God.
Share it with the world. I mean, as you describe it, he has stories, and you have basically been his chronologer, his historian about his stories.
Yeah. I would probably title it Stephen Bucola, the best person you've never heard about.
Good title.
I should just be hired to make titles for things, not stories, just titles.
There you go.
But yeah, that's my answer. Probably the most wow, way to bring it back to reality, Chrissy. What's a
you
Twitter
brought it to a
question?
real place.
My last question on Twitter. Keyframe, tell me, who asked it? Who is always asking? We have Brandon, and we have...
our best boy, J-Rock,
Exactly.
1989.
Exactly. So, Jarek is asking for all three. If you were to ever write a book series someday, what would it be? I didn't read this. I swear to God, I did not read this
Now,
before.
I have a great idea about writing the stories that my dad put. Totally my.
I swear to God, I did not see this question before.
That is
I
great.
saw that question on Twitter, and I was kind of hoping that this was going to be an intentional lead-in, but the fact that it wasn't makes it better.
Oh God. Well, I mean, that's not my answer. But what do you guys go?
So since I just now read this question, I need to think about it for a second. A book series, what would it be about?
That took me aback a bit of like, wait, what?
cannedcream, you said you
I
actually...
can answer this one because I saw that one.
Okay.
And I had a chance to think about it, so I technically cheated.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine. I
All the
should cheat
times
more.
that I have attempted to sit down and write, which all have gone to naught, there is one short story I have in my head. For about a year, I used to work in a veterinary hospital, and they had a grieving room set aside, which was a small room with a couch and a chair and some side tables with like books and bric-a-brac and crafts on them. It was a place for people who were having their pets put down could sit with them, until they were ready to actually do that. But the room itself had a very like old-timey design to it, almost Victorian, but Victorian in the sense of the furniture was probably picked up from a Goodwill and an antique store, neither of which were of really great quality. But it gave me the idea of, imagine being in a room like that in a large mansion house where every single room of the house was haunted except for this one singular room. The protagonist waking up in this room, not sure how they got there, how long they've been there, but knowing that if they ever tried to leave this room, they would have to go through just a whole house of horrors to potentially escape. And it was just the idea of making a story about the mindset of a person who's only trapped because of they're unwilling to face what potentially could be outside of this one safe place.
That sounds like a very interesting book.
I've never actually sat down to try it though.
The one I would do, see, most of the things is that my ideas are for films, like visual medium, but the one that I'm like, this could also work as a book, is I've always wanted to do almost like a House of Cards-esque character who is a serial killer, and he's getting interviewed interrogated about his different kills and why he did them and his process. And like Kevin Spacey's character in House of Cards, he's the unreliable narrator. Things that didn't matter kind of just blur into the background. He's very specific about certain features that each person had, kind of an internal monologue about, he would be very charismatic and nice to the person, but in his thoughts, he's just like this poor sap. And then you find out at the end that he was never interviewed. The interviewer is just in his imagination. And like, there's little hints throughout it because the interviewer has features that he talks about the other people having. Mm-hmm. And all he's doing is just talking to himself and kind of relishing and confessing his murders. And all the bodies are in his house.
Huh.
Because he got away with it. That's the thing. The whole twist is he got away with it. You think that he was in jail and getting interviewed this whole time. Nope.
He got away.
Yes, but so
spoilers, I guess.
Who knows when this will ever be made? But psychological horror and stuff like that, just it feed it to me like grapes.
So, leaves me. So, anybody who knows me knows that creativity is not really my strong suit. I have tried my hand at writing before, and when it was not Cloud Cuckoo Country who ripped me to shreds, and I'm still thankful to him for it to this day, how he destroyed me in a Skype call for my attempt on a fan fiction. No, I probably should not go for that. What I would go for, the book series, or maybe a single book, I don't know yet. The name, That Stupid. However, with a certain twist for followers of my show on YouTube. A guide to how not to do things. And it would probably be a lot of self-deprecating humor and just a list and explanation of all the stupid things I did in my life and how I failed them and why. Like,
what do they call biographies that are made by the person?
autobiography, but it
Autobiography?
I mean, it will not be about my entire life. It will just be about my fuck ups. I mean, I did a lot of successful stuff in my life, but they are boring. Who wants to read about that? Because I also didn't do any extraordinary stuff that I can be like, oh, I'm a self invention guru. No, I'm just living my life, having a good time. But I do fuck ups regularly, and they are great.
That's stupid. Getting hit by a polo cube.
That's stupid. Regularly food poison yourself consciously. He knows it because I do it.
Yeah. Yes, you do. See, I will say this though. You claim that you have no creativity, but there was one call that I think we had where you went on this concept that still is in my head, and I think we had this conversation maybe. Yeah, there was this one concept Max had where there was like this queen of a kingdom, and like, if I remember correctly, her subjects, like the older subjects and stuff, would give their life force to her, so she can basically be the eternal
immortal.
Queen of the kingdom.
And people don't know that they basically feed her. She is just also their religious leader, so it's a person cult and everything.
Yeah, and then like her husband doesn't want to be immortal anymore. They want to grow old, and she doesn't want to grow. It just. Say what you will about your creativity there. That concept has been has stuck in my head, and I think about it at least like once a month where I was like, man, I would love to see a graphic novel or something of that. Yeah, because that's a very cool concept.
I mean, so what I personally liked about it, since you guys went a little bit in depth in yours, the idea is she is a villain. She's a bad guy. There is no sugarcoating it. She is an evil, tyrannical queen, but a lawful good evil. Lawful evil. She's lawful evil, and at the end of the day, she is actually, while literally feeding off her subjects, but her subjects also give themselves willingly to her. The sick and the old ones just go into this sacrificial chamber and fully aware that, yeah, they get sacrificed to a greater good. But yeah, so she is kind of a monster, but also kind of a person, and she doesn't get defeated. That's not the idea of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea. All right. Let's see. We're getting late, so maybe one more question, then our FMK. Let's see. Oh, someone asked, what's your thoughts about the PS5 being revealed?
Well, we talked about this before.
Yeah, already talked about that. Let's see. Okay, from Survivalist and Outspoken Enigma, if you had the opportunity given to you to have the car of your dreams, what would be 3 specific features you would have installed into that car? I'm not a car person. Can I just have an automatic driver so I don't have to drive?
Damn it, this was mine too.
Robot car, yeah.
Robot car, the Teslas, basically.
Yeah.
Flying, obviously.
Oh,
or at least hovering.
Hovering. Maybe hovering. See, flying cars just cause a whole other slew of problems with like air control. Because then there's just traffic in the air. Or you crash into a plane.
Yeah, flying cars give you just one more direction to crash in.
Yeah, okay, here's my 3 features. So I need it to be a big car so I can house many friends for road trips and stuff. The other feature is that it needs to have bright colors. Like, it just really needs to pop. Maybe like green and blue and some orange flowers on it. And it needs to have a Great Dane in the car.
Okay, I was going to say, like, this is becoming the mystery machine, isn't it?
Yes, I want. Well, this is a bucket list thing, man. When I'm old, I want to buy a mystery machine. I don't. Why not? That or the Ecto one. I want to own like cars from movies.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So much
I
easier.
would go for Ecto 1. Too.
Just go to one of the proper conventions and steal them. I mean,
Or
there
maybe
are,
There you go.
Like,
Fast and Furious, except with movie cars.
yeah. Get Vin Diesel will probably play along.
Oh my god, I want a movie now where they sneak into a comic convention and steal all the. Can we? That needs to be in Hobbs and Shaw too. That needs to.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
But that's my.
The Rock then in Actor 1. Hey, which is Rock's name again? Is he Shaw or is he Hobbs? He's Hobbs, I believe.
He's Hobbs.
Shaw, where are you? I got a car too. What car are you talking about? You will recognize it. He drives along the street with Actor 1 and then the Batmobile comes in, but we are talking Tim Burton Batmobile.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
With the flamethrower.
And then suddenly there's nitro things that can help pull down a helicopter because that's how cars work.
Exactly.
Oh.
But yeah, what was the question? Oh, car.
Yeah,
Hovering.
you have 3 features in the car of your dream.
Hovering.
Uh-huh.
A food and drink management system, because usually I need a passenger in my passenger seat who is like, carrot, chips, drink. But no.
I have experienced this in spades.
Yeah, and when I'm alone on a road trip, this is a risk, because I'm sitting there, I have everything just stacked on the passenger seat, and then it's like...
With your road rage, I would hate for you to drive alone doing that.
I did it many times in my life.
Okay, but what's the third feature?
What's the third feature?
Self-driving?
We already, at the end of the day.
I didn't need self-driving.
I mean, here's the thing. I like driving, and then I have the thing that... No, thanks to the hover, I can probably go off-road, because highways are always a pain. Perfect condition emulator. So, no traffic jams. The weather is nice, in the sense of it's neither raining nor the sun is blinding you. It just creates the perfect condition for driving.
See, you say this, but I'm imagining you on the highway, riding nicely, and you're just scraping the top of all those semi-trucks or something.
Yes.
Just causing a 12-car pileup on the Autobahn. Like, it makes me think of the fucking sleigh from Arthur Christmas, just with the cloaking. But what about you, Cece?
Well, I'm a simple man of simple pleasures. What I just want is a steering wheel that doesn't become liquid magma whenever the car's sitting out in the sun for 2 seconds.
Oh, that's actually good.
And
that's good.
I want to, and this is a real feature, just not in the car I have, because it's too old. I just want to be able to plug my phone into the car so I can listen to podcasts through the speakers when I'm driving home from work. And finally, and who doesn't want this? You know the flippers in pinball? I want those on the sides of my car, so whenever someone cuts behind me and tries to speed around me, I can just hit a button. So,
a simple man, yes, simple
man. Simple pleasures.
You need the bumpers that people put up in bowling alleys when people are too wimpy to accept getting a gutter ball, and then they just poof. Oh,
that's what the old pinball things. Someone just tries to cut around and just...
Okay, well, we are at our favorite part of the show. Ask Awkward, we have many fantastical inventions made thanks to the bright and smart individuals who had the imagination and drive to create items to better society. But let's see how that all gets fucked up with fuck, marry, kill, innovative inventors. So we're picking the inventors, but he also included why they are notable. Carl deGrassi, the contraceptive pill, Alexander Graham Bell, phones, and Tim Berners-Lee, the World Wide Web internet. This will be quite a constructive FMK we have on our hands. I can't wait to see how you all invent the best and worst responses to these. How dare you call any of our responses the worst? They're just the least best.
Also, first things first, kudos or credits right away to Enigma. He managed to stick with 3 guys, because otherwise it would have been too easy for the straight people in the call, which is, I don't know. I assume all of us? I don't even know. Doesn't really make too much of a difference. So, okay, 3 guys. The thing is, we don't know anything about them except for the thing they invented. I will specifically not look up pictures. Anyways.
I know many things, okay? The inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma.
But yeah, Miss Enigma, who would you fuck, who would you marry, and who would you kill, and why?
Okay. I will marry Carl, the creator of the contraceptive pill, just so I could bitch at him for all the side effects contraceptive pills have.
That sounds like a healthy and not at all toxic marriage.
I don't want to kill him because in the end, the contraceptive pill is a good invention. Lord knows it has helped many of irresponsible people not have children, me included. But like, but the thing is, I feel like with a feminine touch, there would have been more research put into the side effects of them, and maybe earlier research into male contraceptive medication put into it. If you had actively a woman that's kind of like the woman behind the man. So mine is actually an altruistic purpose for once.
Okay.
You're welcome, ladies.
Because you now become the lady behind the man who invented the pill, and therefore change the course of history and make the pill less painful, and or create more emphasis on a male contraceptive thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I would love to just have a contraceptive pill that you can take with some antidepressant. Fun fact: certain antidepressant and bipolar medications could negate the effect of birth control. You know what? I don't like that. Okay, and then I'm going to kill Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh boy.
Because you know what? If we didn't have phones and the modern phones now, I just get tired of people having their phones on at the movie theaters and checking their phones at dinner when they could be having a conversation with the person right in front of them. Keith's very subtle
way of saying that she hates this podcast because at the end of the day, what is this besides a phone call over the internet with visuals? But please, why do you think
the World Wide Web is different? I'm just talking about the phone itself.
Okay, fair.
Not just the phone itself. I want to kill him because man, has he caused many of broken conversations.
But talking about the World Wide Web, why do you think Timmy is so fuckable?
Look, let's be real here. Without the web, we wouldn't have discovered half the kinks that all of us have.
So basically you want to expose him to it as revenge.
No, not even exposed to it as revenge, man. I want
you
to
want to give back
more.
You want to give back. So he gave you those kings. He helped you discover those kings of yours, and now you want to give back to him.
This is only funny to people who know me or see my fur affinity page. I'm going to rope him into it.
Link not in the description down below.
Don't you?
I said not.
Okay, I don't trust you.
No, seriously. I will not put this on my YouTube.
I mean that with all the love in the world here, but I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
I mean,
You're
from
a very
your
dense man.
From your fur affinity, they will probably find mine.
That is fair. Okay, so Cece, your turn.
Oh God. Okay, I want to say we're going to go ahead and we're going to fuck the contraceptive guy because if anyone knows how to get down, it's very obviously going to be him. Let's have a good time.
I wonder if he had
Going
any
to marry
kids.
the internet. Would it be funnier if he did or didn't?
The thing is, I wonder if he had like a shit ton of kids, and that's why he made the contraceptive pill.
We are fixing this problem. Never again.
So yeah, okay, you fuck Carl and you marry Tim.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
internet.
marry Tim, get that sweet, sweet internet money.
Oh,
You know,
he went for the gold digger
for
key.
that. Absolutely. You kidding me? And set for life. And then we can just go ahead and kill Graham Bell because I believe it's disputed whether or not he actually invented the telephone or just claimed responsibility for it. So I don't think it'll alter history that much.
So you murder him for plagiarism. Also,
I murder him because, like...
I have an even better answer for you why you should marry Tim.
Okay.
Maybe you get finally good internet in your place.
Yeah!
I'm waiting on those SpaceX satellites. We'll see what happens when those are all in orbit.
I mean, everyone's thinking that the 5G signals are causing coronavirus, so don't hold your breath. Also, I found a picture of the guy who invented the contraceptive pill. He looks like the most interesting man alive.
Yeah, look at that.
Look.
That guy fucks. That guy fucks.
Who wouldn't want to spend a night curled up against that bushy beard?
So, now it's up to me. You guys didn't leave me a perfect opening for being the contrarian. So,
Looks
okay.
like the KFC guy.
He kind of does a little bit like Colonel Sanders. A little bit less southern slave plantage owner.
More like Austrian escaped the Nazi regime.
Yeah, so for example. But yeah, okay. So first things first, I will not kill Tim. He got murdered. Was it Tim? No, not Tim. Alexander. I will not kill Alexander because he got already murdered twice.
That's pity.
I know. I want to spice stuff up a little bit. So who am I going to murder? I mean, I'm kind of glad that you guys did not create a setup where I have only one original answer left, because then I would have had to kill. Would have had to kill the contraception guy, and I wouldn't want to live in a world without contraception pills. I will be honest.
I mean,
so
agreed. So
what do I do? So who do I murder? So I obviously this has already answered my question who I'm going to murder, because if I do not want to murder Carl because I wouldn't want to live in this world.
You're going to murder the internet?
I am apparently going to murder Tim. I mean, here's the thing. I still have a script somewhere, like it's still in the bullet point phase. And when did I make the last scripted video? Did I make any in 2020? I believe
Not
one.
yet.
I believe one.
We made one, and I only remember that because we had a conference call when you were over here for my birthday, and we had the discovery that no one told Sean and Chris that they got extra money if the video was over 10 minutes.
Yep.
We're the best.
But yeah, I also remember that there was one because it was still with the old puppet, and then we never got to the next one. But yeah, so but my point being that there is a script which still is in the bullet point stage, top 5 yay and nay of the internet. So there are at least 5 points why the internet is very, very bad, and we're missing out on 5 good points, but at least I have 5 good arguments why bad. So kill the man. This is reasonable, right? If you find 5 good reasons, then murder somebody.
I mean, just as reasonable as my reason for killing the guy who invented the phone.
I guess so. So
Allegedly.
Allegedly invented the
Allegedly.
So yeah, I'm gonna murder Tim, first of all, to keep things fresh, because murder is fresh. And also because I have at least 5 reasons if I ever finish the script to murder him. Okay, so marry Carl or marry Alex? I feel it a little bit uncreative to rehash CC's idea here, but honestly, a phone dude will probably bring less to the bedroom than the guy who invented. I mean, he's still there. I still haven't taken him off the screen.
So you're gonna disperse his name? He's right there.
No, I'm not. I'm going like, dude, you gave us a contraceptive pill. I will sure give you. I will do my best to give you exactly. I'm not sure how this works, but yeah. So I'm gonna fuck this man. Oh no!
Okay.
So many sound bits. And
Wolfhead,
no.
we need a supercut of all the times that Max has talked about fucking men, and
Oh
we
boy.
have had plenty of that, and also just that soundbite out of we need an awkward cast out of context Twitter. That would
We
be...
do need that, and also we need more clipping because, guys, you can just clip shit while it's still on Twitch. Once it's on YouTube, it's with downloading, editing, da 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 da. Make more clips, guys. Make more clips.
Max doesn't even like editing this show.
It's true.
You think that random other people would?
Yeah, exactly.
But okay,
So,
yeah.
so you're gonna
but
you're gonna fuck Carl. So you're
No,
gonna
no, no,
marry
no, no.
Alexander.
no, I fuck Carl. That's true. So I'm marrying Alexander. Now, to come up with a more creative answer than gold digging, I'm going to marry him because
I'm sorry,
then-
he's on hold right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, because having the phone married in the house.
How does that?
Money. I marry him for money. Fuck it.
Ha!
There.
We have done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have gone into the Bizarro timeline. Those fucking particles they found in the Arctic that was confirming that there are parallel universes. We have entered the Upside Down, where I did not pick the gold digging answer.
But everybody
but
else.
It was our guest and Maximilian. I don't even want to say this show was awkward because it ended on a victory for me.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random crap. It's time for awkward
It's the awkward.
Random guests and funny gags on the
It's the awkward. It's the awkward.
Artwork and analysis,
Whoa, whoa,
which you do
whoa.
not